Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that everything you've ever felt, every struggle you've gone through, every moment of joy or pain, all of it was shaped by something you carry with you every single second of your life, your mind. What if I told you that the secret to a truly happy, peaceful, and meaningful life has been taught for over 2,500 years, and most people still don't know about it? What if the key to overcoming your fears, your anxieties, your anger, your sadness, what if all of it could be transformed, not by changing your circumstances, but by changing the way you think? Now I know what you might be saying. That sounds too simple. Life is hard. Bills need to be paid. Relationships are complicated. Work is stressful. Health problems come out of nowhere. How can just thinking differently make any real difference? And I hear you. I really do. But here's the thing. The ancient wisdom of Buddhism doesn't ask you to pretend that life is perfect. It doesn't ask you to paste a fake smile on your face and act like nothing is wrong. No, what it teaches is something far deeper, far more powerful, and far more real than any self-help trick you've ever heard. It teaches you how to train your mind so that no matter what happens around you, you remain steady, calm, and genuinely at peace. And the best part is, you don't have to be a monk. You don't have to live in a monastery. You don't have to give up your life or sit in silence for hours. These are practical, everyday tools that anyone, and I mean anyone, can use starting right now, today, this very moment. So let's dive in. Let's talk about what positive thinking really means in Buddhism, and how it can completely change your life from the inside out. In Buddhism, there's a very simple but incredibly powerful idea. The way you think determines the way you live. Your thoughts are not just random things floating through your head. They are seeds. Every single thought you think plants a seed in your mind. And just like a seed in the ground, it will eventually grow. If you keep planting seeds of anger, fear, jealousy, and resentment, guess what's going to grow? More anger, more fear, more jealousy, more resentment. But if you start planting seeds of kindness, gratitude, patience, and compassion, those are the things that will bloom in your life. This isn't just philosophy. This is how the mind actually works. Modern science is now catching up to what the Buddha taught thousands of years ago. Neuroscientists have found that our brains actually change based on what we think about repeatedly. They call it neuroplasticity. The more you think a certain way, the stronger those pathways in your brain become. So if you spend most of your day worrying, your brain gets really good at worrying. But if you spend time each day practicing gratitude or compassion, your brain literally rewires itself to be more positive. The Buddha talked about something called right thought. It's one of the steps on the Noble Eightfold Path, which is basically the Buddhist roadmap to a good life. Right thought doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you never have a bad thought. It means you learn to direct your mind toward kindness, toward generosity, toward wisdom. You learn to catch yourself when your mind starts going down a dark path, and you gently guide it back. Think of it like driving a car. Sometimes you drift a little to the left or right. You don't panic, you don't crash, you just gently steer back to the center. That's what right thought is. It's learning to steer your mind in a direction that leads to peace instead of suffering. Now let's talk about one of the most important tools in this whole process, and that's mindfulness. You've probably heard this word before. It's everywhere these days. But in Buddhism, mindfulness isn't just a trendy buzzword. It's a life-changing practice that goes back thousands of years. The Buddhist word for it is sati, and it simply means paying attention to what's happening right now, in this moment, without judging it. Here's why this matters so much. Most of us spend our entire lives somewhere other than the present moment. Think about it. How much of your day do you spend replaying things that already happened? That argument you had last week, that embarrassing thing you said 5 years ago, that relationship that didn't work out, or how much time do you spend worrying about things that haven't happened yet? What if I lose my job? What if they don't like me? What if something goes wrong? We're either stuck in the past or anxious about the future, and meanwhile the only moment we actually have, right now, slips away unnoticed. Mindfulness pulls you back to the present, and the present moment is where life actually happens. It's where peace lives, it's where joy lives. When you're fully present, fully here, you notice things you've been missing. The taste of your food, the sound of birds outside your window, the feel of the ground under your feet, the smile on your child's face. These small moments, these are the real treasures of life. And most of us miss them because we're too busy living in our heads. A simple way to start practicing mindfulness is through your breath. Just sit quietly for a few minutes each day and pay attention to your breathing. Feel the air coming in through your nose. Feel your chest rise and fall. When your mind wanders, and it will, that's totally normal. Just gently bring it back to the breath. No judgment, no frustration, just come back. That's it. That's the whole practice. And over time, this simple act of returning to the present moment trains your mind to be calmer, more focused, and more positive. But mindfulness doesn't stop on the meditation cushion. You can practice it anywhere. When you're eating, really taste your food. When you're walking, feel each step. When someone is talking to you, really listen. Don't just wait for your turn to speak. Actually hear what they're saying. This kind of deep presence transforms your relationships, your work, your entire experience of being alive. And here's something really important. Mindfulness helps you see your thoughts for what they really are. Just thoughts, not facts, not truth, just mental events that come and go like clouds passing through the sky. When a negative thought pops up, something like, "I'm not good enough," or "nothing ever works out for me," instead of believing it and getting dragged down by it, you can step back and observe it. "Oh, look, there's that thought again. Interesting." And then you let it pass. You don't fight it. You don't try to push it away. You just notice it and let it go. This is incredibly freeing because it means you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. And that awareness is always calm, always peaceful, always okay. Now let's go deeper and talk about something that might surprise you. In Buddhism, true positive thinking isn't just about feeling good yourself. It's about spreading that goodness to others. And the way you do that is through two beautiful practices called metta and karuna. Metta means loving kindness, and karuna means compassion. Loving kindness is the practice of genuinely wishing happiness for all beings, not just your friends and family, not just people who are nice to you, all beings, even the difficult ones, even the ones who have hurt you. Now, I know that sounds hard, and honestly, it is hard at first, but here's why it's so powerful. When you hold on to anger or resentment towards someone who suffers the most, you do. Holding a grudge is like drinking poison and hoping the other person gets sick. It doesn't work. It only hurts you. But when you practice loving kindness, when you sincerely wish even your enemies well, something amazing happens. The anger dissolves. The resentment melts away. And in its place, you feel lighter, freer, more at peace. It's not about letting people walk all over you. It's about freeing yourself from the prison of negativity. There's a beautiful meditation practice called metta bhavana, where you sit quietly and repeat simple phrases in your mind. You start with yourself. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I live with ease. Then you extend those wishes to someone you love. Then to someone neutral, like a stranger. And finally to someone you find difficult. Over time, this practice expands your heart in ways you can't even imagine. Studies have shown that people who practice loving-kindness meditation regularly experience more positive emotions, better relationships, reduced anxiety, and even improved physical health. It literally changes your brain and your body. Compassion is closely related to loving-kindness, but it focuses specifically on suffering. It's the ability to see someone in pain and respond with care and understanding instead of turning away or getting overwhelmed. In Buddhism, compassion doesn't mean you take on everyone's problems. It means you see suffering clearly, you acknowledge it, and you respond with a warm heart. And this applies to yourself too. Self-compassion is not selfish, it's essential. Many of us are incredibly harsh with ourselves. We say things to ourselves that we would never say to a friend. I'm so stupid. I always mess things up. I'll never be good enough. Buddhism teaches us to treat ourselves with the same kindness we would offer to someone we love. When you make a mistake, instead of beating yourself up, try saying to yourself, "It's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. I can learn from this and do better next time." This simple shift can transform your entire relationship with yourself. Now, here's another practice that most people have never heard of, and it might be one of the most powerful ones of all. It's called mudita, and it means sympathetic joy, or the ability to genuinely feel happy when others are happy. Think about that for a second. How often do you see someone else succeed and feel a twinge of envy or jealousy? Maybe a friend gets a promotion, or someone you know buys a beautiful house, or a colleague gets recognized for their work. And instead of feeling happy for them, you feel a little bitter, a little left behind, a little like their success somehow diminishes yours. This is one of the sneakiest forms of negativity because it disguises itself as something reasonable. But Buddhism teaches that there is no limited supply of happiness. Someone else's joy does not take away from yours. In fact, when you learn to celebrate other people's happiness, you multiply your own. Think about it. If you can only be happy when good things happen to you, your opportunities for joy are limited. But if you can feel genuine happiness whenever anyone experiences something wonderful, suddenly the whole world becomes a source of joy for you. Practicing mudita is simple. Whenever you notice jealousy or comparison arising, pause, take a breath, and silently wish that person well. May they continue to thrive. May their happiness grow. May their success inspire others. At first it might feel forced. That's okay. Keep doing it. Over time it becomes natural, and when it does, you'll notice that your own sense of happiness deepens in ways you never expected. Now let's talk about one of the most important and sometimes most difficult teachings in all of Buddhism: impermanence. Everything changes. Everything. The good times don't last forever, but neither do the bad times. Your body changes. Your relationships change. Your circumstances change. Your emotions change. Nothing stays the same, ever. Most of us resist this truth. We cling to things we love, desperately trying to hold on to them. And we push away things we don't like, hoping they'll disappear. But this clinging and pushing creates enormous suffering. It's like trying to hold water in your fist. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. But here's the beautiful flip side. When you truly accept impermanence, something magical happens. You start to appreciate everything more deeply. Because you know this moment won't last, you savor it. You don't take your loved ones for granted because you understand that your time together is precious and limited. You don't get as devastated by setbacks because you know they will pass. You hold life more gently, more lovingly, more gratefully. Impermanence also frees you from grudges and regrets. If everything is always changing, then the person who hurt you 5 years ago is not the same person today, and you are not the same person who was hurt. Holding on to old pain doesn't protect you, it just keeps you stuck. Letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom, it's freedom. A simple practice is to remind yourself each morning everything is temporary, both the good and the difficult. Every experience is a chance to grow. Because life is always changing, I will make the most of today. When you carry this awareness with you, life becomes richer, more vivid, more meaningful. So now that we've explored all of these incredible teachings, the real question is, how do you actually put them into practice in your everyday life? Because knowing something and living it are two very different things. Here are some simple things you can start doing right now. First, set a positive intention each morning. Before you check your phone, before you start your day, take just 1 minute to set an intention. Today I will respond with patience instead of frustration. Today I will notice the good things in my life. Today I will be kind to myself and others. This simple practice frames your entire day in a positive light. Second, watch your words. The things you say to yourself and others have enormous power. Start paying attention to your inner dialogue. Are you constantly criticizing yourself? Are you complaining about everything? Are you gossiping about others? Every negative word you speak reinforces negativity in your mind. Instead, make a conscious effort to speak with kindness, encouragement, and honesty. Third, practice gratitude daily. Each evening, think of 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big things. Maybe it's a good cup of coffee. Maybe it's a conversation with a friend. Maybe it's simply the fact that you're alive and breathing. This practice trains your brain to scan for the positive instead of the negative, and over time, it fundamentally shifts your outlook on life. Fourth, meditate. Even just a little. You don't need to sit for an hour. Even 5 minutes of quiet breathing or loving kindness meditation can make a real difference. The key is consistency. A little bit every day is far more powerful than a long session once a month. Fifth, perform acts of kindness. Help someone without expecting anything in return. Offer a genuine compliment. Listen to someone who needs to be heard. Hold the door. Share a meal. These small acts create a ripple effect of positivity that extends far beyond what you can see. And finally, be gentle with yourself. You will have bad days. You will lose your patience. You will fall back into old patterns. That's okay. That's human. The beauty of this practice is that every moment is a chance to begin again. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep coming back to awareness, to kindness, to the present moment. Everything we've talked about today comes down to one essential truth. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. You cannot control every circumstance in your life. You cannot prevent loss or difficulty or change. But you can control how you meet those experiences. You can choose awareness over autopilot. You can choose compassion over judgment. You can choose gratitude over complaint. You can choose peace over reaction. The Buddha said, "With our thoughts we make the world." This isn't just a nice saying, it's the fundamental law of human experience. The world you see is the world your mind creates. And if you train your mind to see with clarity, with kindness, with wisdom, the world becomes a place of beauty, connection, and deep, unshakable peace. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey. Some days you'll feel like you're making incredible progress. Other days you'll feel like you're right back where you started. But every step forward, no matter how small, matters. Every moment of mindfulness, every act of kindness, every breath you take with awareness, all of it adds up. All of it changes you. So I want to leave you with this thought. Right now, in this very moment, you have the power to choose. You can choose to let your old patterns run your life, or you can choose to start training your mind in a new direction. You can choose bitterness, or you can choose gratitude. You can choose fear, or you can choose courage. You can choose isolation, or you can choose connection. The choice is yours. It has always been yours. And the most beautiful thing about it is that it's never too late to start. No matter what you've been through, no matter how long you've been stuck in negativity, this moment right now is a fresh beginning. The past is gone. The future hasn't arrived. All you have is right now, and right now is more than enough. So take a deep breath. Feel yourself here, alive, present, full of possibility. And make a decision today to start training your mind for peace, for joy, for compassion, for a life that truly matters. If this message spoke to your heart, if it gave you even one idea or one moment of clarity, then please like this video and subscribe to Buddhism Focus for more content like this. Share it with someone who might need to hear it today. And leave a comment below telling me which part resonated with you the most. I read every single comment and I love hearing from you. We're all on this journey together, and the more we share and support each other, the further we all go. Remember, transformation begins in the mind, and the decision to begin is already within you.